We constantly underestimate the subtle power of greed, which has repeatedly shown it can utterly shatter a nation's highest leadership and rewrite history overnight. Tunisia's Zine El Abidine Ben Ali regime crumbled in 2011, igniting the Arab Spring. Decades of rampant corruption saw his family amass immense wealth and exert control over key industries. Public anger over this illicit enrichment, coupled with high unemployment, reached a boiling point after Mohammed Bouaziz's self-immolation. Ben Ali ultimately fled to Saudi Arabia, ending his 23-year authoritarian rule in disgrace. Egypt's Hosni Mubarak, another victim of the Arab Spring in 2011, faced similar accusations of systemic corruption. His family was widely believed to have accumulated billions through illicit means and cronyism during his 30 years in power. Millions of protesters occupied Tahrir Square, fueled by demands for political reform and an end to corruption. Mubarak ultimately resigned, though he later faced trials for illicit gains and abuse of power. Italy's Mani Pulite, clean hands, investigations in the early 1990s uncovered widespread political corruption known as tangentopoli. This sprawling scandal exposed a system where politicians received massive kickbacks for public contracts. Thousands of public officials, business leaders, and politicians were implicated, leading to the collapse of Italy's first republic. Major political parties like Christian Democracy and the Socialist Party dissolved, fundamentally reshaping the nation's political landscape. Indonesia's long-serving president Suharto resigned in 1998 amid immense public pressure following the Asian financial crisis. His 32-year rule was marked by staggering levels of cronyism and nepotism, with billions allegedly siphoned through his family and associates. Widespread student protests and riots, exacerbated by the economic downturn, forced the authoritarian leader to step down. The legacy of his corruption continues to impact Indonesia's development. The Philippines witnessed the downfall of Ferdinand Marcos in 1986 after 2 decades of kleptocracy and martial law. Estimates suggest Marcos and his cronies embezzled between $5 billion and $10 billion from the national treasury. The assassination of opposition leader Benigno Aquino Jr. in 1983 ignited widespread public outrage. The People Power Revolution, fueled by mass protests and military defections, ultimately forced Marcos into exile in Hawaii. Brazil experienced a massive political shakeup following the revelations of Operation Car Wash Lava Jato starting in 2014. This vast corruption probe exposed a scheme where construction companies paid billions in bribes to politicians for contracts with the state oil firm Petrobras. While President Dilma Rousseff was not directly implicated in receiving bribes, the scandal intensified public discontent, leading to her impeachment in 2016 for manipulating government accounts. The crisis sent shockwaves through the political establishment, leading to numerous arrests and convictions of high-profile figures. Iceland's Prime Minister Sigmundur David Gunnlaugsson resigned in 2016, a direct casualty of the Panama Papers leak. The documents revealed that he and his wife owned an undisclosed offshore company, Wintris Inc., which held claims against collapsed Icelandic banks. Public outcry erupted instantly, with thousands protesting outside Parliament demanding his resignation. Gunnlaugsson became the first sitting head of government worldwide to step down directly because of the Panama Papers revelations. Guatemala's President Otto Pérez Molina resigned and was arrested in 2015 due to the La Línea, the line, customs fraud scandal. A UN-backed anti-corruption commission, CICIG, uncovered a scheme where high-ranking officials facilitated tariff evasion in exchange for bribes. Massive protests gripped the nation for months, demanding accountability. Pérez Molina faced impeachment proceedings and ultimately resigned, marking a historic moment of anti-corruption triumph in Central America. South Korea's President Park Geun-hye was impeached and removed from office in 2017 following a scandal involving her confidant Choi Soon-sil. Choi, who held no official government position, was accused of using her influence to extort millions from major corporations and interfere in state affairs. Millions of citizens participated in candlelight protests for months demanding Park's removal. She was subsequently convicted on corruption charges and sentenced to a lengthy prison term. Peru experienced one of the most dramatic government collapses in 2000 when President Alberto Fujimori's regime imploded. The scandal began when a videotape, known as a Vlada video, surfaced showing his chief intelligence advisor, Vladimiro Montesinos, bribing a congressman. This single tape unraveled a vast network of corruption involving Montesinos bribing politicians, judges, and media owners. Fujimori, then in Brunei, fled to Japan and faxed his resignation, bringing an abrupt end to his presidency and exposing widespread state-level malfeasance. These cases reveal a potent truth. The silent rot of corruption can swiftly dismantle even the most entrenched powers. Which of these government-toppling scandals surprised you the most with its sheer scale or rapid unfolding?